In this video, I'm reviewing the Qronge Lava, which is Qronge's folding electric trike that's made for comfort and affordability. I'm going to be going over the assembly process and go in depth on the features and specs and build of this bike, and do an acceleration test, a hill climb test, a braking test, and a test on how this bike rides both on the road and the dirt. So let's get to it. The Lava comes in a pretty big box and is extremely heavy, so make sure to be careful when moving, and I do recommend having someone help you move it. After unboxing, the bike was assembled about 70%. After moving the packing foam, you unfold the bike, install and adjust the handlebars to your liking, install the display, front wheel, plug in the motor, install the fenders, front headlight, pedals, the rear rack, the front basket, and the seat. This is not a difficult bike to assemble, but there's a lot of parts that need to be installed. What the most confusing part was putting together the rear rack and the fenders. There's a very detailed installation video on the company's website that does a great job of going step by step, and I've linked in the description. When I went through the bike, all the bolts were tight, it was ready to ride, and the whole assembly process took me about an hour. So the Lava has an aluminum step-through frame, with my bike coming in the gray color, which is actually really good looking in person. But if you want a color with a little more pop, the Lava also comes in red and light green. Providing power is a 750 watt front hub motor that has a peak power of 960 watts. It provides 90 Newton meters of torque and assistance up to 15 miles per hour. The battery is a 36 volt, 15 amp hour lithium ion battery that has an estimated range up to 50 miles using pedal assistance and 28 miles of pure electric throttle range, and it charges in 6.5 hours. The battery is also very easily removable. All you have to do is flip up the seat, use one of the supplied keys to unlock the battery, then pull the battery out. The Lava comes with a Shimano 7-speed drivetrain with a 28-tooth cassette and a 42-tooth chainring. The display is an LCD screen and it displays the battery level, speed, assist level, and has an odometer. And for safety and increased visibility, there's also a headlight and a tail light that also serves as a brake light. And for additional comfort, the Lava comes with a suspension fork with 60 millimeters of travel. The bike also comes with 20-inch wheels with knobby tires with a 4-inch width. It also has Schrader tubes. It comes with mechanical disc brakes with 160mm rotors both in the front and in the rear. And for added safety, it has a parking brake so the bike doesn't roll away on a hill. There's also 2 racks that come with the Lava. The front rack measures 13 inches long, 7.5 inches wide, and 8 inches tall. The rear rack measures 19.5 inches long, 17 inches wide, and 10 inches tall, and has a weight capacity of 150 pounds. The Lava has overall length of 72 inches, a wheelbase of 49 inches, a width of 29 inches, a minimum seat height of 31 inches, a maximum seat height of 39 inches, a handlebar height of 43 inches, it weighs in at 108 pounds, the recommended rider height is 5'3" to 6'3", and has a max load capacity of 500 pounds. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is to verify the speedometer accuracy on the Lava. I'm comparing the bike against the GPS app. The bike says 15.4 miles per hour and my speedometer says 16. Okay, now that we verified that the speedometer actually works, we're going to do the throttle all the way to the top speed. Let's see how it goes. Ready? And go. 5, 10, and we're topped out. So for the final results, the Lava went 0 to 5 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, 0 to 10 in 4.6 seconds, and to top speed of 15 miles per hour in 9.4 seconds. So the Lava doesn't have a blistering acceleration, but it is powerful and has a nice linear and calm power output. Alright, now we're going to do a hill climb test. This one is about 9% gradient using only the throttle. We're doing 15 miles an hour. Bike has a ton of power actually. Easy. Down to 13. 12. 11. Okay. Like nothing. Easily did a 9% gradient, use only the throttle. Let's do something a little steeper. Alright, so now we're doing a much steeper hill. This hill starts off at a 12% gradient and eventually taps out at a 15. Oh yeah, so we're doing 8 miles an hour on the 12% gradient. move over to the right side of the street. Oh yeah. 5 miles per hour. Okay, so let's try pedal assist. Oh, ton of power using only the pedal assist. So I would say that using the throttle only, with me on it, I'm about 175 pounds, that the bike can realistically, with the throttle, do about a 10 to 12% gradient. When it comes to just climbing with pedal assist, it's handling this 15% like nothing. So yeah, no worries, easily able to pedal up here. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to test is we've already confirmed that the bike can go about 12% off the throttle only. Now we're doing just the pedaling, and this is a 22% gradient, level 5 power. We're trudging along at 6 miles per hour. I probably have the seat a little too low for me right now, but it's doing it. I mean, what makes it kind of tough though is that it's more of a chair seat than a bicycle seat. So I don't know if I'd really want to stand while doing this. And I'm holding the camera with one hand right now, but it's doing it. It's doing it. So 4 miles an hour, 22% gradient. So I will say that the Lava can pedal up a 22% gradient. I don't know how many of them I'd want to do, but it can do it.
Next was the braking test, which I wanted to do from 2 different speeds. First, I stopped from 8 miles per hour, which is the speed limit at the San Diego Beach Boardwalk, which the Lava did in a mind-boggling 3.5 feet. And last, I stopped the Lava from the top speed of 15 miles per hour, which it did in a very impressive 16.5 feet, especially considering the weight of this bike and that these are mechanical disc brakes. So now that I tested acceleration, braking, and hill climbing abilities, I tested what I consider the most important aspect of any bike, and that's the ride comfort. I'm first going to discuss how this bike rides on the streets, which is where I think most people are riding their Lava e-bikes. So before the Lava, I've never actually ridden an electric trike before. I've ridden 3-wheel ATVs when I was a kid, but never a 3-wheeled bicycle. And I have to say, it's one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had riding any bike that I've tested on this channel. The first thing is the seating position, which feels more like a padded stool than an actual bike seat, which isn't a bad thing. It's just that you sit straight up as opposed to leaning slightly forward like a traditional bike. So the motor on the Lava is interesting in the sense that it does have a lot of power, but it's not fast, which I think is a good thing since this bike is designed to cruise around. The handlebars are also super wide, and it gives you the feeling being on a beach cruiser with the long curved handlebars. It makes the bike super comfortable and very relaxing to ride. The fat tires do a great job of muting out any small vibrations in the road, and anything that the tires miss, the front fork does a great job of providing extra comfort. The bike has a solid rear axle and no rear suspension, but it is really comfortable. I think this is due to the fat tires and the seat, which has a lot of padding and a backrest. The bike is an absolute delight to ride in the streets, and the best part is that since you can carry 150 pounds in the rear rack, you can carry a lot of stuff with you. In fact, the biggest fan of the Lava was my dog, who absolutely loved sitting in the back with her face in the wind. And since the bike is stable and doesn't bounce around, my dog was comfortable and seemed to be having the time of her life. So even though this bike is really comfortable on the pavement, I was really curious on how it handled a dirt road with washboard. The reality is, this bike has knobby tires, and there might be some people who want to take it on the dirt. Before hitting the dirt, I fully anticipated that with its solid rear axle and no rear suspension that the ride was going to be rough, but to my surprise, the Lava actually handled the dirt roads with ease. I was very surprised that the bike remained smooth on this road. In fact, it handled the road better than most 2-wheeled fat tire e-bikes that I test on this channel. I honestly couldn't tell you why it rode so good, but I think it might have to do with the super comfy seat. Don't get me wrong though, this is still a 3-wheel electric trike, so I won't take it on any sketchy trails, but it's right at home on dirt roads. At the end of the day, it's still a trike with 1 wheel in front and a 2-wheel in back design, which aren't known for their high-speed stability. And speaking of stability, that's the last test. So the last test is how the bike handles quick maneuvering. In case some of you weren't aware, 3-wheel ATVs were banned in the 80s due to instability at high speeds, and they would easily flip. So to test the stability on the lava, I had it where I would ride towards an object and then swerve at the last second to avoid the object to see if the lava was at risk of flipping. First was from 8 miles per hour, which is the beach boardwalk speed limit, which the lava easily maneuvered around the object. And last was from the top speed of 15 miles per hour, which did make me a little nervous, but at 15, the bike was able to swerve around the object with no problem. So this test showed me that the lava is stable with quick maneuvers, but now I understand why the lava is capped at 15 miles per hour. So overall, I was pleasantly surprised by the Lava electric trike. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, before riding this bike, I'd never ridden a 3-wheeled bicycle before, so I was worried that the ride would be messy, cumbersome, and quite honestly dangerous. But the Lava pleasantly surprised me with how user-friendly it is and just how much fun it is to ride. The motor has really good power and torque, but it's not really that fast, and that's okay. And it provides enough grunt so that the rider can cruise around using only the throttle without any drama. And when you do need to pedal, there's enough power to get up some pretty steep hills. The other thing that really surprised me is the comfort of the Lava. I was expecting a stiffer ride that was janky over uneven surfaces, but the fat tires and the front fork do a really good job of keeping the ride comfortable. But the highlight is actually the seat. It has a very comfortable shape, has a ton of padding, and a really nice backrest, and it's just a really nice seat to sit on for extended periods of time. Now it's not really the optimal shape for pedaling up steep hills, but just for sitting back, relaxing, and cruising around, it's perfect. Another part of the bike that pleasantly surprised me were the brakes. My expectation was that since they're mechanical disc brakes, that they'd be severely underpowered, but they work really well. I think they work so well because the top speed of the bike is only 15 miles per hour, so it never really goes fast enough to test out the limits of the brakes. But if you live in a really hilly area, and you're going down a lot of steep hills, I would recommend considering a brake upgrade. But if you only intend to cruise around, then you're fine. I do feel the need to mention one issue that I had with the Lava after unboxing, where there was a small clunking sound coming from the rear axle. To fix, all I do is spray some WD-40 on both the axle and the bearings, and the bike's been silent ever since. So as a whole, the Lava's been a great bike, and out of the fleet of all my bikes, the Lava's the one I take out the most lately. It's well made, super relaxing to ride, it gets a ton of attention, and since it can carry 150 pounds of rear rack, you can go shopping, run errands, or take your pet with you wherever you go. And at the time of recording, you can buy a Lava for less than $1,100, making it one of the most affordable electric trikes on the market, and I think it's a great value. But if you have any questions, or have a Lava yourself and want to share your experience, please leave them in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great one.